Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Matty here from Chill TCG. Today we're going to be taking a look at the deck list that won our Chill Series number 30 kickoff tournament this past Wednesday. 300 players in the tournament. 2 players, of course, made finals, and the 2 players that made finals were playing this exact archetype, which is Mewtwo and Mew GX, the Psychic version that we've seen a lot with like Galaxy Mewtwo and things like that, paired with a 2-2 lineup of Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. There's a little bit more, to it. It's a little bit more in depth than that. But we have the deck list up right now. We're going to take a look at it real quick, and then we're going to play some games. I really just wanted to showcase this new list to you. It's really kind of the new way that people are playing Mewtwo. It's phenomenal. Of course, like I said, the only 2 people playing this deck ended up making it to finals out of our 300 players last week at Chill Series. So, definitely has a lot to do with how great the deck is, but of course there were some really great players. This deck list in particular, the one that we're going to be taking a look at, is Simone Trottier-Lacasse's list, which he did, of course, use to win Chill Series last week. So, big shout out to Simone. Congrats to him. Great player. Honestly, one of the best players that we have at Chill Series, and he actually was playing this list, if not this exact list, is very similar list, at the Chill Series Invitational, which you guys might have seen if you were watching that live stream earlier this past week. But we're going to be taking a look. Here it is. So it's Galaxy Psychic Mewtwo with a few things sprinkled in there, a few things taken out, of course. First thing you'll notice is that we do have a 2-2 Rapid Strike Urshifu V and VMAX lineup. This is our kind of our secondary attacker, similar to Dragapult Urshifu, so Dragafu or Urshipult, whatever you guys want to call it. That deck list is sort of the inspiration, I would think, behind this. That deck is really good, and the reason why that Dragapult Urshifu deck is really good is because you have one of the best Psychic-type attackers in the game and one of the best Fighting-type attackers in the game, and that covers a lot of different things. Of course, Dragapult's weak to Dark. Urshifu hits for Dark, so it's a little bit different. Of course, makes a little bit more sense why we would incorporate Urshifu into that deck list. For this one, Mewtwo and Mew GX is actually weak to Psychic, and so is Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. So, interestingly enough, both of these Psychic and Fighting-type Pokemons in the deck, they actually share the same weakness, but, shouldn't be that big of an issue. We are running a double Jirachi-GX to make sure that our Psychic weakness is never in jeopardy there. But I think the main advantage for this is the Pokemon that we're hitting against for weakness. Of course, Rapid Strike Urshifu hits against Dark types for weakness, things that are weak to Fighting. And then Psychic Mewtwo, of course, hits for other Fighting types. So, realistically, this deck should do really well against other, Fighting type decks. And, of course, probably Eternatus or decks that are weak to Fighting. So, definitely really interesting. It really is. So, getting right into it, for draw support, we still do have 1 Crobat, 2 Dedennes. Of course, it just kind of makes sense. I think that the standard, or the typical Mewtwo and Mew Galaxy list, might be running more. But we don't have too much room in the deck, realistically. 1 Eldegoss V to get supporters back out of the discard pile. Excuse me, sorry. And that is our support Pokemon. Those are kind of our draw support Pokemon in the deck. And on top of that, we do have the 2-2 Rapid Strike Urshifu lineup. But going into it, we kind of just move more into a Psychic Mewtwo kind of core build, right? We do have 2 Mewtwo Mew GX. We have a Latios-GX with Clear Vision and Tag Purge. 2 great attacks that are going to be super phenomenal in a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different matchups. If we're going against ADP or Luke Metal, we want to get that Clear Vision out as soon as possible and Tag Purge to make us immune to other tag team Pokemon for the next turn. 2 Mewtwo and Mew GX. This is going to be probably our main attacker other than Rapid Strike Urshifu. That's why we're running 2 of these, 2 of those. It's incredible. We're going to be able to copy the attacks of everything, all the GX or EX Pokemon on our bench or in our discard pile. This includes tag team Pokemon. And then we have a Trevenant Dusknoir. This is really one of those core cards in Psychic Mewtwo. This and Gengar and Mimikyu tag team are probably the 2 most significant attackers that we're going to be copying their attacks from to use with Mewtwo and Mew GX. Pale Mew GX can be really good, but really Night Watch for 3 Psychic, 150. Choose 2 cards from your opponent's hand, and you shuffle those, reveals those, and shuffles them into their deck. Really good card. Marnie, Stamp, Night Watch, incredible. Really good option for sure. And then, of course, we have Gengar and Mimikyu-GX. We actually are running 2 of these because this is such a significant card in the deck. Most of the time when we GX, it's either going to be Clear Vision here. It's either going to be Horror House GX. Those are kind of the 2 most prominent GX attacks that we're going to be using. Not to say that we can't use GG End from Giratina Garchomp. We can't use Star Shield. We can't use actually Miraculous Duo for Mewtwo, but those are kind of secondary options that are there in case we need it. For the most part, we're going to be Horror Housing or Clear Visioning, depending on the matchups. But yeah, Gengar Mimikyu, it's super good. It really is. I mean, one of the best starts in a lot of matchups is going to be just going ahead, Horror House GXing, and then hitting for Poltergeist, which is going to be a really powerful attack, especially on your second turn. And then, of course, we also have 2 Jirachi-GXs, and this is the main reason why this deck works so well. You play Jirachi-GX in Galaxy Mewtwo, but you also play it in Rapid Strike Urshifu. So, just another card that these decks kind of usually are both running anyway. Of course, it's got the ability Psychic Zone, so you remove all Psychic Weakness from all of the Pokemon on board, yours and your opponent's. But we really play this card, for the most part, for Star Search, which is a really great attack to start your game with, going second if you got Mewtwo on the board. And that is, you search your deck for any energy card attached to one of your Psychic Pokemon, and then you shuffle your deck. So you're not going to be able to Star Search to Urshifu, but it doesn't matter. Urshifu really only needs one energy to attack for the most part, so Star Search is going to be a really good way for not Whorehousing or doing Clear Vision on our first turn. Star Search is going to be the best other option. So a lot of really great options in the deck. And then we, of course, have Giratina-Garchomp. This takes 2 Psychic, or Psychic fighting and a colorless, so an Aurora and 2 Psychic, which is what it'll be. It's going to be really, really good. It does 160, but if the Pokemon we're attacking already has damage counters onto it, it actually does 240. So for 3 energy, you can do 240. Can be a really good option. Linear attack, also really good to snipe the bench. So yeah, I mean, that's primarily the core of the deck in terms of the attacking options. It has so many different attacks that it can do. It's actually pretty consistent as well. And then, of course, if you guys don't know, we have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which we're mainly going to be using for Gale Thrust here. It does 30, but 120 more if you switched in that turn. So 150 for 1 energy on a 330 type fighting type Pokemon. 330 HP fighting type Pokemon. Really, really good. But we also do have Gmax Rapid Flow for 2 fighting and a colorless, but we are, of course, running 4 Auroras and 3 Rapid Strike Energy, so it should be pretty easy to get that attack off. It's going to be really good to do 120 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, the active and the bench, or both on the bench, for sure. But you don't apply weakness to the bench, so that's something to keep in mind. Phoebe also doesn't work on the bench. We're not running Phoebe in the deck, but just so you know. Yeah, so that's kind of the Pokemon lineup. That's the core. We're already kind of deep into the video, so I'm just going to go quickly. We are running Cherish Balls, Pokecoms, Quick Balls, and Tag Calls, so a lot of different Pokemon search in here. 1 Reset Stamp, 4 Switch, 1 Air Balloon, and 1 Mallow, so a decent amount of switching cards. Again, not what the deck is actually focused on, rather than, other than, like, Rapid Strike Urshifu. We've got 2 Chaotic Swells, going to be really important for those power plants to stop us in our tracks or Wonderlap, things like that. We have 3 Boss's Orders, 1 Guzma Hala to search out our special energies, stadium cards, and all of these tool cards that we got here. 1 Mallow Lana. Not only is it a switching option, but it's actually really good in the mirror matchup. It's really good against Rapid Strike Urshifu, and a lot of decks that like to kind of chip away slowly. Mallow is going to be really good to not only switch, but heal 120 damage. 4 Marnie to research. We're running more Marnies than research because we do have Night Watch, we do have Reset Stamp, and Chaotic Swell. Going to be really good in a lot of matchups, just to Marnie as much as we possibly can. 1 Air Balloon, 1 Karate Belt, 1 Stealthy Hood. So the way that this kind of works is Karate Belt is, of course, for attaching to Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, giving it better comeback potential. We can Gale Thrust for just 1 Rapid Strike Energy because it does, of course, reduce the attack costs of our fighting type Pokemon if we're behind on prize cards. The Stealthy Hood is going to be probably to attach to the Mewtwo. That way it's immune to things like Mimikyu and Giratina. Going to be really important. And then the Air Balloon is really for anything. Most of our Pokemon have a retreat cost of 2, if not all of them, other than Trevenant and Giratina-Garchomp. So yeah, here it is. Here's the list. And then the energy lineup is 3 Rapid Strike Energies, 4 Aurora, 4 Psychic Energies. This deck can do a lot. It really can. I think that you're sacrificing a little bit of consistency than running straight Urshifu or straight Galaxy Mewtwo, but what you are doing is really expanding your matchups and really making the possibility for you to win more games a lot more likely. I apologize if this intro was a little bit long. I definitely just did want to explain the deck a little bit. And forewarning, this is going to be a really difficult deck to build if you're new to the game. Of course, getting all these cards could be a bit difficult. The Trevenant, the double Mewtwo's, which is a ladder reward, though, at the moment. The 2-tier Urshifu lineup, Gengar, Mimikyu, Jirachi-GX. A lot of these cards are pretty expensive. They're a little bit more difficult to acquire, so definitely not a cheap deck, but a really good deck and a new deck. And it's really awesome to see people kind of turning Mewtwo, which already was one of the best decks in the format, and Rapid Strike Urshifu, one of the best decks in the format, turning it into something that really comes together and has seen a lot of success, actually, on the last week. So, really awesome. All right, we're going to get into some games, guys. I'm not going to be as good at playing the deck as Samo was or Koichi was, but I highly suggest that if you guys, aren't super... fulfilled after watching my gameplay, which might happen, to go check out the Grand Finals match, which I did post yesterday here on the channel, which has almost 2,000 views now, and you guys seem to like the Grand Finals matches. 2 really high-level players playing almost exact mirror matchup, so a really good video, really awesome example, so you guys should go check that out. Link will be in the annotation up there, somewhere over there, I don't know. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's play some games. I really can't wait. All right, let's get into it. It's going to be interesting. This is a deck that does, of course, really like open deck lists, like in tournaments and stuff like that. Your starting options and the way that you go about a deck is, or about a matchup is going to be really defined by what deck you're playing against. And since we're playing on the ladder, we don't know what our opponent is playing. We are always going to choose to go first, I think, although probably going second would have been better. Yeah, so that's typically what we're going to want to do with this deck, is kind of direct our game plan based around what we're playing against, but we don't know what we're playing against yet, so we're going to have to kind of figure that out on the fly. It looks like we might be playing against Etern VMAX, which isn't good because we are weak to, of course, the dark type energy there. But that should be fine. We don't have anything super progressive in our hand. I'm actually going to wait on the quick ball for now. I'm just going to attach a horror. We should be pretty safe for next turn. And I think that, yeah, we're gonna hold the quick ball, potentially wait to see if we need to draw more cards. We're probably going to want a horror house next turn just because it's the most available option to us, and we are starting with Gengar Mimikyu. But I think that we're probably playing Etern VMAX, so, you know, the inclusion of the 2-2 Rapid Strike lineup is going to be really good. We got to make sure to search through our deck a little bit, at least, going into next turn, but we should be safe from an attack this turn. So I'm really not that, you know, worried. Of course, we can Horror House, make him draw a bunch of cards here, but Etern is going to play a lot of trainer cards in their first turn. He's already got, 2 in his discard pile. Kind of knows that we're going to try to Poltergeist him, so if he is a good player, which Ace Trainer Senzu probably is a pretty educated player, he's going to try to get rid of a lot of those trainer cards in his hand, I would imagine, but... yeah, okay, so he's going to switch into the Yveltal. If he misses an energy this turn, that could be pretty important for him. But we are going to see the research. So he's already down 3 trainer cards, and he's discarding 2 more, I believe, yeah. So he's down 3 switch, though. He's down 3 switch, which is good. Throws out the hammers. That was good that he missed that. That would have been pretty difficult for us. Yeah, just playing all of his trainer cards right off the bat. Going to be making it a lot more difficult for this Horror House to actually do damage. But for the most part, we're going to Horror House just to buy us some time to potentially set up a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. It would have been more important last turn to get that on the board if we didn't have the Gengar Mimikyu, which is just going to buy us a turn anyway, I think. And now he's going to Quick Ball away the Phoebe. And he's going to go ahead, and now he's going to search for that energy because he wants to attach this turn. He really does. He's also going second, so if he gets multiple energies, we could see a Power Accelerator, which would be good for him. So he does find the, of course, the, what is it, the Wheat Yard energy. And we're probably going to see a Power Accelerator here. Does hit for 60 on us, which is a bit annoying. But that should be fine. And again, just playing more trainer cards. All of his discard pile is trainer cards. So really smart in just absolutely, you know, discarding as many of those as he possibly can. We are going to see the Power Accelerator come off for 60 damage. And he does have the energy in hand to attach to the Etern, which is not going to be very good for us for sure. It really isn't. So now we're definitely going to want a Horror House. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to discard some cards in our hand that we potentially probably don't really need. And that's going to be this Mallow Lana, I think, right off the bat. And we're going to look through our deck. So we do have 1 Rapid Strikers with VMAX prized, unfortunately. And what we're probably going to want to do here is just grab the V. We're probably going to Guzma Hala as well. Actually, we probably shouldn't. We're going to Horror House and draw 5 cards. I think that's probably our best decision. We're both going to draw a lot of cards, so we would like to have Marnie on our hand for next turn. But I think that this is just going to be the best option. Potentially draw into some way to find a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. But we have some other attackers that we're possibly going to be able to set up. And at the very least, he can't play any cards from his hand this turn now, right? So he can Power Excel me again for 60. He can do that. He can accelerate more energy with that, which is, of course, going to be a good option for him. And he's just kind of chipping away at this Gengar Mimikyu. So not ideal for us, but I think that we maybe might be able to KO this thing with an attack next turn. We just need to do at least a little bit of damage. We actually do find the Pokemon communications for the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX as well. So I think that is going to be our best option. I don't actually want to stay in with the Gengar Mimikyu if I don't have to. What we could actually do is boss as well. We really could. But I'm going to pop this Cherish Ball just immediately. And what I'm going to do is grab just something to probably... well, hold on. Let me think. Because we're going to want to find the VMAX this turn, but we want to kind of get probably this Mewtwo on board. Maybe not, honestly, but I think we're just going to grab this Gengar Mimikyu. We're going to calm it away here. And now we can grab the Urshifu VMAX. So we should be able to Gale Thrust, come in and KO this Urshifu here. Or sorry, this Etern, which is going to be really good for us. Because that one just has the 2 dark energies, right? So I think that's going to be our best option. That one's also fresh, and we're KOing it. We are getting rid of some energies on Gengar Mimikyu, so maybe that's not the best option. But what we can do, actually, is Guzma Hala here. But we actually have Marnie as well. So a lot of different options here. The thing is, I don't know if I really want to discard the energies off Gengar Mimikyu, because it could be useful for us. Although if he has boss, right, he's just going to bring it up and KO it. He's only down one boss, so that's obviously a possibility here, but he needs VMAX. So it's an interesting situation, I think, for sure. Marnie could be good, dropping down to 4 cards. But we definitely, I think bossing this turn and KOing this is going to be probably the best bet, right? So that is actually what I'm going to do. Kind of a risky option, I think. But I think that this is probably the best move for us to do. We're going to Gale Thrust, do 300 damage with weakness, KOing that Etern with double energies. And now we have kind of this Urshifu VMAX in the active spot, which is really good. And we could potentially, find a way to draw some more cards next turn for a double switch out, maybe another boss to KO this Etern. But this thing does have a weak guard energy onto it, so that's something to keep in mind. We're actually not going to be able to hit this thing for weakness. So maybe it would have been smarter to KO this one. I'm not sure. He does just have the VMAX. He attached the energy, and he's going to Crobat for more cards now. So we'll probably get some good damage off onto this Urshifu this turn, most likely. But shouldn't be that big of a deal for us for sure. And what we could do, possibly, is just rapid flow anyway and just kind of nail a couple Crobats. He's actually going to Marnie us, which actually isn't that bad for us. Let's see what we draw into. Okay, so we draw into Energy Cherish Ball, so this is actually pretty good. That hammer miss is really good too. Here comes the second hammer. That one's ahead, so yeah, pretty unfortunate for us, for sure. But you know what? It is what it is. He's going to Dread End for 210, so definitely good on his part. Doing some good damage, hitting that hammerhead's definitely pretty clutch. So now we're kind of in a position where we don't want to stay in because we really want this Urshifu to work out for us. So we're going to attach the Rapid Strike energy to it. We're going to Cherish Ball. I think that our best bet is probably going to just Dedenne away this hand here. We don't really want to Marnie him just because he only has 3 cards in his hand. We would like to draw into like maybe an Air Balloon or something to kind of survive. So unfortunate that we don't really draw into those types of things. We can kind of just put the Stealthy Hood here on like Gengar Mimikyu just to burn the card. We can Cherish Ball. I'm actually not going to grab anything with the Cherish Ball because what I want to do is discard some stuff here. So we're going to discard... Yeah, we can discard this Gengar Mimikyu. And we're going to have to grab Crobat here just to draw some extra cards. So we're in a tough position. We are, unfortunately. That weak guard on the E-turn was really good for him, most definitely. And now we're in a kind of an awkward position again. He's down 4 switch, but and I don't know if he has energy in hand. So it's just kind of one of those things where if we were to boss and try to stall, like he could just have the energy, or he could just have an out to draw more cards, which is probably pretty likely. How many energy is he actually down? He's down only 2 energies, so I think Marning here is going to be our best option. We just gotta hope that he doesn't have boss's orders, I think, for sure. Benching this Mewtwo could be fine, but we don't actually run Big Charm in the deck, so we're not going to choose to do that, I don't think. So we're going to Marnie again. We do find Switch and Swell and Eldegoss, which is probably pretty decent for us, I think. So we're going to switch just into the Dedenne, and we're going to put Swell down. Okay. So now we just hope that he doesn't have boss, I suppose. That's going to be probably just our best bet. If we do, that's unfortunate for us. Not much that we can really do. But we tried our best, for sure. He does get the other weak guard down on, and now he's going to calm for another Crobat and draw a lot of cards off this. So we Marnied him into a decent hand. Of course, Etern typically survives pretty well off the Marnie. It's just something that he just, that he has a lot of outs in the deck. Etern's a very good deck here, and he probably has all of his boss's orders left as well. So we're gonna go ahead and probably see him boss this turn. We Great Ball for the VMAX, so he's probably gonna evolve. But I am sure he does have boss's orders in hand. He doesn't though, which is actually pretty good for us, all things considered. And he's gonna take 2 prize cards off that right there. So what we want to do, I think, is probably Eldegoss for a draw supporter. Although we do have the Aurora energy, which is pretty good. Okay, so now what we actually can do here is we could boss, right? We could do that. But the thing is, we would only take 3 prize cards, and that kind of puts us in an awkward position. So we need to set something else up. We really do. So I'm going to have to play Eldegoss, and I'm going to have to grab the Marnie, I think. But either way, we are going to switch into Rapid Strike Urshifu because we need to attack this turn. We need to get some damage off on this E-turn. This hand isn't actually that bad. After he KOs us, we can stamp him, which is probably pretty good, but we don't have an Urshifu V to get down. So I think that we're kind of pressured here to just Dedenne, because I think that the only way we really win this game is to get an Etern V down on our board this turn. Or a way to attack at least. So that's it's a bit unfortunate for us. We might just be in a really bad position anyway, though, because we did prize a VMAX, which is really bad for us, I think, unfortunately. So I think because we prized that VMAX, there might not be much that we can really do, to be 100% honest with you. But we do get the V down, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. So yeah, definitely in a pretty difficult position, I think. Yeah, I mean, if we had the VMAX, we would have so many different more outs here, but we just don't. Because we have Karate Belt, and once he KOs us, we'd be able to, like, perhaps G-Max Rapid Flow for game. But we're actually down all of our Rapid Strike energies anyway. So that's just unfortunate, I think. But yeah, I think that what we're going to have to do here is just... yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I think the best option still is to probably... Well, actually... I think what we have to do is Rapid Flow and then take some prize and then take a prize card here. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna hope that we take our Urshifu VMAX off the prize cards while doing enough damage to this Etern to KO it next turn. And we do take the Urshifu VMAX off the prize cards, although I actually don't think we're doing enough damage anyway because this guy has 160 HP left because Etern is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, pretty unfortunate. I don't think that he's 1 HP away from us potentially winning this game. Which is super unfortunate. But if he doesn't have boss, then we could potentially still win. He's going to go down to 1 prize card. We did have to discard our stamp, though, which is really annoying. Although, actually, did we discard it? No. Oh, yeah, we did, yeah. So that is pretty bad for us. But we can Marnie this turn. At least, right? So I guess that we're going to do that. We're going to Marnie him, and we're going to hit him. And we're going to hope he doesn't have boss. I guess that's all this came down to, which is funny. But, yeah, I mean, you know... I don't know what else we could have done, really. It was just a little bit of an unfortunate game here. And like I said, here we go. Does 150. This dude lives on 1 HP because Etern is ridiculous. And he definitely has boss in hand. So that's probably going to be the game. Unfortunately, it is like that sometimes. Well, he has Quick Ball for a 4th Crobat. So going to be easier for him to find boss's orders at least. I think he has all of them in his deck too. He's going to attach here. Crobat for 4. And that's going to be well played. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. It really is. I don't know what else we could have done that game, really. I mean, he lived on 1 HP. It's just unfortunate. It is. But maybe if we had another Rapid Strike energy, we could have won that game for sure. But yeah, definitely unfortunate. I don't know how else I could have played that game. Realistically, I don't know. Etern is just a tough matchup. We started with Gengar Mimikyu. And that's kind of how this deck goes when you're playing on the ladder and you don't know what you're actually playing against. But Gengar Mimikyu was our only starting option, so... You know what? We're gonna take our losses when we can, I suppose. We're gonna get into it playing Busak. But yeah, that game was a bit unfortunate, for sure. I think that because the thing is, because we prized Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX last game, we had to we had to Rapid Flow to take extra prize cards because we just didn't draw it off our first 2 prize cards. And I'm actually gonna choose to go first again this game. That was just unfortunate for us because if we didn't have it prized, we could have just Gale Thrusted into the active and done extra damage, which would have been really nice. It really would have. So unfortunate prize cards that game. Unfortunate kind of sequence of events. But, you know, not much we could do. We are playing Mad Party, though, which is very interesting. And I don't know if Rapid Strike Urshifu is necessarily that good. We could maybe surprise... I mean, the thing is, he's probably playing Mew, so it's just going to make things a little bit more difficult. We're going to tackle. Yeah, we attached to the Gengar Mimikyu. We probably should have attached to Mewtwo. But maybe not. I'm actually going to bench. We're not going to go with Mewtwo, actually, just because it's weak to Psychic. I mean, we could have done it, but then we would have kind of populated our bench a lot. So I think I'm actually going to bench this Giratina Garchomp. And we're going to pass. So, I mean, this is Mad Party. It's typically not a really great matchup for us. Our deck isn't really prepped and ready for it that much, although we do have... Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult. Okay, he just concedes anyway. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with that one. Maybe one more. We'll play one more. We got some time. I don't want to make this video be too long. Because I spent a lot of time talking about the deck. And that first game went a little bit long as well. Playing Wind C, 97. I don't know what he's playing. He's got the Fire-type box, so he could be playing Welder deck, which could be interesting. We won the coin flip again. Do we want to go second, though, is the thing? I mean, I guess going second actually sounds probably a bit better in some scenarios, but we'll see. So when we choose to go second, we actually start with Urshifu. So, again, just unfortunate for sure. And this is a deck where, you know, typically Mewtwo likes to go second, but Urshifu likes to go first. So it's just a little bit of an awkward situation. We are playing ADP, though. We just don't really have any way to draw cards in our hand. He's going to scoop immediately as well, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm trying to find a game. I'm trying to get into it. People don't want to play the Mewtwo. So I don't know. We'll see. We got 4 chests, 4 special chests. I don't hate how this animation just takes so long. Okay, let me play the next game. Okay, cool. All right. Oximo. Whoever this is, I don't know. Hopefully he stays around. Hopefully he stays around. We're going to call heads. This is a really cool deck list, though. It really is. Not a deck that I have too much experience with. This is my first time really playing it, so I don't know exactly the best routes for all of the different matchups going. We're starting with Trevnoir. Our starting Pokemon have been pretty unfortunate. I think we started Gengar, Mimikyu, like, twice, and then Trevnoir, but he's going to mulligan, though, and at least our hand has a lot of different things that we can potentially do here. That's a nice hand, man. He is running hammers and quick balls and switches, so it could be really a lot of decks, really, but we'll see what it is. And he started with Dedenne. I still don't know what we're playing. I really don't. But we're actually going to choose to attach to this Urshifu before anything, although what we could do, we could quick ball for Mewtwo and attach to Mewtwo. Might be our best bet, actually. We're going to discard Calm. We're going to grab Mewtwo. Oops. Grab the Mewtwo. We're just going to attach to the Mewtwo. Should be fine, I think. We're going to discard another Calm. So a bit unfortunate getting rid of 2 Calms and quick balls right off the bat. But now next turn, we should be able to research into a lot of different options, I think. We still don't know what we're playing. So it is Pikarom, actually. Which seems like an interesting matchup, but if he hits his hammers, I mean, it's there's not much we can really do, right? The fact that he just speed energy attached to Dedenne is really good, though, for us, which means he didn't really have anything in his hand. And we're going to see the E-Radar come out. So, yeah, I mean, you know, he runs 4 Crushing Hammers in his deck, maybe a Fan of Waves and a Yell Grunt. So, you know, if he gets pretty lucky with those pieces of his deck, could be pretty annoying for us, for sure. But we're going to see how it goes. I think definitely a winnable matchup for us. We are playing Urshifu. And we do play Jirachi to get rid of our Psychic weakness, so we'll see what he does. We'll see what goes on here. There's the Yell Grunt, just turn 1 Yell Grunt, which is fine. Not a big deal. And he actually Dedenne's away Peak, another Speed Energy Stamp as well. Switch Marnie, E-Radar, and here comes the Bolton. So we're probably going to see the Coco manual retreat into Bolton. So it's crazy that he actually still did get off the Electrify this turn, if he wants to at least. Which I think is still going to be his best option. But if he doesn't have an accurate target, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. So that's his second switch down. Does go into the Bolton. He goes into the Bolton before he Dance of the Ancients, which is very interesting. That seemed like a misplay to me. He puts it on the Dedenne, so I don't know if we're going to see like a Tingly Return GX. Looks like we are. Or just a Static Shock, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. Very interesting game so far. We're going to go ahead and attach to the Mewtwo, get rid of Swell. We're going to switch in. And we're going to just research. Okay, so we have the Jirachi-GX at least, which is good, for sure. And I am actually kind of confident in benching this because we have no way to discard it, and we're going to want to Star Search this turn. So we're just going to go ahead and start doing that, I think. I think grabbing Horror is going to be the best option for us. We have Eldegoss for another research next turn if we wanted to. Yeah, I think what we might end up doing is, we can't really Horror House yet. Honestly, if he doesn't hit any of our energies off, Night Watch seems pretty good. Realistically, we can just start hitting for Night Watch on stuff. We could even boss up like a tag team, which is inevitably probably going to bench here. And we could just start hitting into it. He's got a fresh hand of 7 cards, so I'm expecting realistically to see, I am expecting to see a a hammer here. But we don't. We actually see the Tingly return, which is super interesting. And a very interesting option for sure for him. But we do have Mallow, Lana, and Switch in hand, so I think that that's actually just going to be our play, funnily enough. We're going to attack all for a couple Gengar Mimikyus just so we can get them out of here. We're just going to go ahead and discard both of these. We can go into the Jirachi, that's fine. Excuse me. And now I am going to switch in. I'm going to attach the Aurora to Mewtwo, and I am actually going to discard the Rapid Strike Energy. It just seems like the only option to discard at the moment. We could have discarded Boss because we have Eldegoss in hand, but I don't really want to do that. Now, here's the thing. I mean, how many trainer cards is he actually down? He's down quite a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's already down 8 trainer cards. We could hit him for a Poltergeist, but I don't know if a Night Watch is actually better. We could Horror House him, but then he's just going to Electrify. But then we have Boss next turn. So that actually might be the best decision to just try and KO the Pikarom there. While drawing us more cards. Although I don't know where we really benefit from Horror House because he's not drawing any extra cards. I guess it would be another turn of him drawing without the ability to play cards. So maybe we do that. Probably not the best choice, actually, now that I think about it. If we had Giratina Garchomp, I'd probably just linear attack this Pikarom, but we don't. So we are going to Horror House, just draw some extra cards. Now he's forced to just Electrify to the peak. We can bring it up. He's got 9 cards in his hand, so we should have a pretty decent option. We just need 5 out of 9 to KO that Pikarom next turn with Poltergeist. And we also have a free turn to attach an energy, which is going to be really good. He does actually attach to the Mewtwo, which I do actually like that, honestly. But now I'm actually I feel pretty safe attaching this Rapid Strike to the Urshifu. And I am just gonna bring up this Mewtwo, and we're gonna hit it with Poltergeist, I think. And we're gonna try to KO it. 1, 2, 3. So he only had 3 in his hand, doing 150 damage, but 150 is fine. It'd be the same as Night Watch. I mean, Night Watch would have been a better option, but you know what it is. We might as well just go for it. And we can Marnie him next turn and probably just KO this active. I mean, if he hits us for 150, he hits us for 150, and he accelerates some more energies. I think getting the first damage off on the Mewtwo was important. I think that it kind of does put us at a distinct advantage, especially with potentially an Urshifu VMAX that is going to be on our board next turn. So I think that's fine. And I believe you can attach Horror Energy to non-Psychic type Pokemon. It's just a colorless energy when you attach it. You know. So we are going to see the Quick Ball away Crobat, which is interesting. Okay, so he's probably going to try to Tandem Shock me. Although the thing is he'd have to double switch out. If he does that, I'm not too worried because I actually can Goss for... I can actually Eldegoss for Mallow Lana, which would be really funny. But how many Switch are left in the deck? So we already done 2 Switch, so it might be a little bit difficult for us to manually retreat. And he's already down Coco as well. So him being down, 2 energies, he could hit a couple hammers here, which could be pretty bad for us. I know he had like 1 or 2 in his hand. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just waiting. We're patient right now. We're just patiently waiting. Come on. Let's go. Oh, man. I don't know what this guy's waiting for. Hello. Please play. Please play down cards. Thank you. Okay, so he's actually going to boss up the Trevnoir, which is better for us, actually. So now we're definitely probably going to just want to... now we're definitely probably just want to Eldegoss for Mallow Lana. But that does still put us at... No, yeah, that's definitely our best decision, I think. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We are gonna do that. I think that what we can do though is probably get rid of a Marnie and a Quick Ball. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go into this guy right here. I am gonna attach a Horror to the Urshifu, and what we could do is just Dedenne here. We could just Dedenne. But I don't think we need to yet. So we're not gonna do. We're just gonna Night Watch him, KO him, and he's gonna shuffle 2 of his cards in his hand back into his deck. We're gonna take 3 prize cards. Goodbye Energy, goodbye Bolton. Actually, 2 things that didn't really matter at all. But we are taking 3 prize cards. And we're pretty close to finding an Urshifu VMAX next turn, which should seal the deal. We have, of course, 3 energies on the Urshifu, so we're just going to Gale Thrust this Raichu if we can. I don't know how many boss. We're only down 1 boss. We could just draw into the VMAX and boss. He's going to Marnie us, which is fine. Gets us closer to actually finding those 2 cards that we need. We're probably just surviving this turn. So we have boss, we have Dedenne. So that's fine, actually. Not that bad for us. If he attacks us with both in here, that's especially good for us. But he actually does switch into Raichu. So he's going to hit for 160. And he's going to paralyze us, which is totally cool with me. That's totally fine. So definitely an interesting situation to be in. But now we don't have to boss, so we could potentially draw more cards. We're going to Cherish Ball, and I think we're just going to grab this Giratina-Garchomp. I don't know. We don't really have a good target to attach this Rapid Strike Energy to, but maybe it's worth just attaching it anyway. I guess. So yeah, we're going to do that. Man, we're going to Dedenne. So what we need here is a... well, we need none of that, but I guess we can just research to even dig more through our deck. We're going to Cherish Ball again. Let's grab Jirachi. And let's research. We're going all in on it. We really are. We just need VMAX and Switch. We didn't find the Switch, but we did find the VMAX, which should make things a bit easier for us, although we are down 2 bosses' orders now. So debatable whether that was a smart decision or not. But he needs a double switch to finish off this game here, and he needs to take 6 more prize cards. So I think we're in still a decent position. Unfortunately, we did not find one of our last 2 switch cards in the deck. But you know, you can't get everything. You can't. You just sometimes it doesn't work like that. And he Marnies us, so that's fine actually. Nothing in our hand is necessarily what we need, and we have no way to draw more cards. So that was actually good for us. And let's see what we draw into here. So it's boss, and still not switch. We might not even have switch in our deck. We might have just prized both of them. But that should be fine either way, because we can attach an energy boss and finish off this game next turn. Unless we see a stamp. He could stamp us the 3, for sure. That would be pretty annoying. And he might actually just be going for that. He drops down to 6 cards in his hand. He's down 1 stamp. Here comes the Crushing Hammer. It's heads. So whatever he hits us off of, it actually doesn't actually matter because we attach the Urshifu. But if we see a second heads this turn, that could be difficult because then it's going to force us to switch, I think. Actually, yeah, it probably is. Nothing in his deck to search with Quick Ball. How many hammers is he down? He's only down 2 hammers. So he might just have some more left in his deck. But I don't know exactly what he's going to do here because he needs a way to double switch. He actually manual retreats into Bolton, and he's going to use that to finish off the KO. So that's going to be a good game. That is actually a game. We're going to be able to retreat into Urshifu and just sort of take our win here. All right, let's go into Jirachi-GX. It's got a retreat cost of 1, and we're going to be able to, of course, attach the Horror. We're going to boss up the Pikarom. Easier to KO. We're 3 prize cards. We're going to retreat into Urshifu. Let's just play a Crobat to draw more cards. LOL. BMing. We're just going to go ahead and hit him. Gale Thrust, which should do enough, and it's going to KO. And we take our last 3 prize cards. So that game, things went a little bit more fortunate for us. And you can see how really powerful it could be to have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX and Mewtwo and Mew Psychic decks kind of put together. It's a really cool deck list, a really powerful list. A really unique way to play Mewtwo as well. It really is super, super fun. So I really like the deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Maddie from Chill TCG. You guys have a great day. Big shout out to Samo for winning Chill Series number 30. Definitely worth, or definitely deserving, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. But if you guys are watching this, I want to let you guys know that the next Chill Series is going to be on Wednesday like normal. But the $500 cash free entry GG Tour Chill TCG Cup number 6 is tomorrow. It's Saturday at noon. So definitely go check out that tournament, register for it. It's going to be a great regional style event. It's going to be a lot of fun, so I highly recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Maddie from Chill TCG. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.